So like when it come to it, coming into the game, 16 years old, you know what I'm saying, jumping off the porch and gaining momentum with like the first project, you know, when it was released.
Yes, sir.
Prior to that, man, take me to the journey leading up to music. What was the ambitions? What was the childhood like? Who was Mr. Lucci before the world got to know Mr. Lucci?
I was a preacher's kid. My dad was a preacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Grambling, Louisiana. Well, my mom and my father are from Grambling, Louisiana, and Bend, Louisiana. You know, it's
Gotcha.
like right outside Shreveport. You know,
Okay.
so that's where they from. And when they had me, they moved to East Texas. I
Gotcha.
was like Lone Star State. That's what's on my birth certificate. Lone Star State, Texas. You know what I'm saying? So my pops died when I was 3. All right,
Wow.
he died in a shell oil explosion. Now, when that shell oil explosion happened, we got lump sum money. You know what I'm saying? My mom received the lump sum money, the payout. So she took that money and took us out of the country and moved us to Dallas, and that's when we landed in Richardson.
Okay.
And from that point on, I always had a gift for, you know, church music. You know what I'm saying? Writing, and I always had a memory. My music started in writing and poetry, and I'll never forget. I was like second grade. I was second grade, and we had this poem called Change. I don't remember the poem now, but we used to have to, you know, in class how you had to read those poems and stuff. It was a program. We had to read them. You know, I don't know how or what, but it was a long paragraph like this. But I memorized that whole paragraph, and I just said it to my teacher one day, and she was like, she's looking like, how you memorize that? I'm like, I don't know. She said, say it again. I said it, and then she took me. She's like, come on. I thought I was in trouble. She took me to the 6th grade class. You know, the highest grade. She's like, hey, I want you guys to listen to something. I have a student, and she made me sit in there. That was my first performance.
Oh wow.
Now I'm thinking about it, that was my first performance, and I did the poem over again, and they was like, you know, everybody clapped like, yeah, you know, Lil Jerron, you know what I'm saying? So, but I always had a memory. And so then my mama used to have these big speakers, these big 18s. They sit like this with the old with the record player right here, and then the 2 cassette players right here, and then like a 6-disc CD changer, you know what I'm saying? I used to sit at that mug, and I used to have a tape player and a pen and a paper, and I would write the people's songs down. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
I listen, I press rewind, play. I write every lyric down just so I could rap and know it. And I did that to multiple stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm training myself not even knowing it at that time. And what really kicked it off was when I got to, my mom got married when I was in 8th grade. She had kicked me out and sent me to Louisiana. So I'm living in Louisiana with my kinfolk, and he was rapping. We had my mom wedding in the parking lot one day, and he plays a CD, and I'm like, what? We in a church parking lot smoking weed in the car, and he puts in the CD, bro, and I'm like, it just blows my mind to hear him on this disc, and I'm like, bro, what I gotta do? What I gotta do? Take me. He's my older cousin, you know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, bro, you know, I'm gonna try something. We'll work something out. So then he never get to take me because his mom did unlike his mom stepped in and wouldn't let Mr. Green, the dude that was trying to sign him and stuff, he was trying to screw him, you know what I'm saying? And she ain't let it happen. So that cut the whole studio stuff down. So I didn't get to go to the studio that summer. I'm sick, bro. But I felt like my kinfolk didn't let me do it also because I wasn't rapping as good as they were rapping, you know?
Gotcha.
So I came home that summer, all that 8th grade summer to 9th grade. Man, when I tell you I sat in that room and wrote, I'm talking about wrote. I listened to that's when it was 3 albums I stayed playing. I listened to you know, UGK album. I listened to that Twister Adrenaline Rush album. I was listening to that Jay-Z album when he had that one I can't think of. I don't know if it's Reason with Doubt, but the one where he had DMX on it. You know what I'm saying? He had Too Short on it. It was all good. Just a week. That album right there. You know, I'm sitting, I'm jamming these albums, bro, and I'm writing. I'm just writing and writing. I didn't have no beats at this time, so I'm just writing a cappella stuff. And it just so happened 3 or 4 months later, I was in the barbershop with my brother, and he was talking to the barber while I was sitting down. And when I get in the barber chair, the barber like, hey man, your brother say you rap something. All right, I rap something. He's like, rap something again. I rap something. He's like, all right. And he didn't say nothing. He just started laughing. And then that night, about 12 o'clock, he knew my dad. He called my house, and the barber Craig, Big Craig in Garland, he called my house and tell my pops, hey, I got a dude named Kevin A on the phone to work with Death Row. He wanna talk to your son, Jerron. So he get on the phone and he say, hey man, I'm Kevin A, you know. I heard you can rap something. I rap something for him. He say, rap some again. I rap something for him. He tell me he gonna come pick me up tomorrow after school. Well, nah, he ain't say nothing. He hung up the phone. When I came home from school the next day, cause now I'm in 9th grade. Now I'm a freshman at Naaman. When I came home from school the next day, my pops told me, you gotta go, you got a meeting. You know what I'm saying? You got a meeting at the barbershop with Kevin A. So I go to the barbershop. I meet Kevin A, rap for him and his wife Lydia, and then they take me to the studio and I meet Pookie and I do Crook for Life the next day, you know, and
Damn.
it's a wrap, you know.